What's up? BigHerc916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know, we do it over here. It looks like the Liver King has crashed out. He just got recently arrested for making terrorist threats against Joe Rogan. He went all the way out there to Austin, was going to try to find Joe Rogan, and he wanted to fight him.
Make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man to a fight. Honorable. And we don't have to pretend or make any videos. The world is watching. They'll make the videos for us. And you don't have to hold a camera. You can hold the hand of somebody that you love, because what happens next to you, you're going to need to remember that feeling. You're going to need something more than what you did to give you something to fight for, because I have my family to fight for. And I'll die for them, you know that. And you're a black belt, but you've never come across something like this. Willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out. I pray to God, because that's a dream.
Now here's a guy
and then the
that took the internet by storm, social media, spent a lot of money on marketing, promoted himself as Natty, walked around with his shirt off. He was ripped up, ate off the land, you know, carnivore, beef guy, liver, all this stuff he was eating, and had the supplement company going. Obviously had money before he got in the game, because he was able to use that money to market himself, and the fame just took over, man. You know, he was doing all these podcasts with his shirt off, the natural beard, the wild hair, mountain man look, and he had an audience that wanted to believe that everything he said was true, that he actually lived off the land, was this natural guy that just worked out, you know, used the kettlebells and all these old school lifting tactics to build a body that resembled something from like, you know, what was it? Game of Thrones. But come to find out later on, somebody exposed his PD cycle, and he kind of got challenged on his natty. Things started going down as far as his reputation, and you know, once he fell out of the limelight, you didn't hear nothing else from him for a while. I think there were some lawsuits and some other stuff, and involving the supplement company. And then here he is, he pops up once again, you know, seeking the attention. And he had tried to get on Rogan before, showed up at different events, shirt off, and put me on Rogan. And, you know, Rogan, he picks and chooses who he wants to put on the show. You know, he's not going to be pressured or, you know, have somebody tell him who to put on the show as a guest. But the Liver King he was adamant, man. This guy's persistent, and he felt like, you know, hey, man, put me on Rogan, you know. And he became obsessed. And so, like, going back to him popping up now and his family filming the arrest, him doing all these videos, he really didn't want to do anything with Joe Rogan. He wanted to get more attention for whatever he's got going on next. And this is, you know, the problem with people who chase fame, who chase all this, you know, Instagram glory, and they just get caught up with it, man. And it becomes unhealthy. This is a perfect example. It doesn't matter how buff you are, how many weights you lift, how crazy you talk, how many calories you eat, how much protein you consume. You can get caught up in this unhealthy mind state that will take you down a very dark rabbit hole. And at the end of the day now, you're looking at, I think it says a misdemeanor A charge or something, terrorist threats. And, you know, now you're going to talk about how, oh my, you know, I was under influence of this or that, and I'm gonna get clean now, and that's gonna be his next thing. I'm sober. I'm no longer doing drugs. I had a bad lapse there, and now I can show you how to get past your trauma, your depression, and I got caught up in it, and now I can show you how I was able to overcome that. That'll be his next sale. These guys, they just run through these games, man, and it's like I see it from a mile away, and you just look and be like, wow, man, people being genuine is far and few between. I see people all the time. If somebody, recognizes me and I'm not filming, it's not like oh yeah, Big Herc, yeah, yeah, I do this, I do that. I'm not gonna pretend to be some character from WWE because that's not who I am. I'm just the same person on and off camera. The fame stuff, the notoriety, going viral. If it happens, okay, the viral whatever. But it's not like I'm doing this for internet fame or social media fame. I initially got into the game just to spread a message because I didn't have anybody sharing a message with me when I was on the streets lost. So I want to put together a YouTube channel, this channel with motivation, positivity. Like I have my art in the background. I talk about health. I talk about hygiene, talk about my passion for cars. I talk about, getting into the trades. I talk about family values, being a father figure, things that I think will make you a better person, spirituality. And then on Fresh Out, I talk about the pitfalls of the street life, going to prison, and basically what you can do if you're in that situation to better yourself to get out. And that's my mission, man. It's not to glorify or to, flex on the people every day. I didn't come out of prison and get a bunch of tattoos on my face. And now I'm this guy that you look at and, ooh, I look like I'm some type of character. I'm just who I am. But there are a lot of people that do that, and you see they have a good run. Yeah, made some money, they do what they do, but after it's all said and done, can they live with themselves? And this guy, it seems like he had a hard time dealing with his reality after his fall from media limelight, was done. I mean, if you're successful in your own right, you got a legitimate business, you're making money, taking care of your family, you're doing your thing, then that should be validation that you're a good person. Having people worship you and obsess over you is not something that's healthy for anybody. You should never obsess over any of these celebrities or athletes. Worship them. I mean, passing out crying for what? For what, man? It's another human being, and you're willing to give your last dollar for this guy to tell you how to be a man or how to train or how to do this. I mean, you possess within yourselves all the things you need to survive in this world. It's up to you to find them on your journey. But thinking that somebody else holds the key and you paying them is going to unlock that key, that door, is some bullshit. And, when you're not doing a bunch of podcasts and people aren't calling you no more, what's the next step? Oh, I'm going to film myself and I'm going to go after this guy and make some crazy threats. And it's like, dude, really? You probably looked up the law, made up some threats that you felt like wasn't going to get you any major time, but it was enough to get you in the news, to go viral. You film yourself getting arrested, brought down to the courthouse. I mean, how stupid is that? I would never want to have somebody film me getting arrested. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and there's nothing proud of. I mean, to go and say, I'm going to do this to somebody, why would you even publicly announce you're going to do something to somebody, and why want to do something to somebody anyways? That Joe Rogan's minding his own business. And this guy, for what's the point? What are you proving? What are you proving by calling Joe Rogan out? You're going to do this and that. What are you proving, man? How ignorant it is. It's like guys, I'll beat this dude ass. Are you a fighter? You're a fighter? You're a gangster? Ooh, you could beat somebody up? Anybody can be beat up on any given day. There's always somebody that has your number. You know, some dudes train to beat other people's asses and make a living at it. Some people just beat people up naturally, but they're quiet, mind their business, just don't mess with them. But that's the tough guy thing we got going on right now with all these guys who don't know themselves. So their whole thing is trying to be a tough guy. And this is a perfect example of how a tough guy fails. You could be buffed out, abbed out, big delts, big back, calves, whatever quads. It don't matter. I've seen guys with no muscles whoop their ass. Skills and just heart, you know. And a lot of times, all that loud talk is really a scared little boy inside. So scared. So I'm gonna talk loud and crazy so nobody wants to mess with me. I'm gonna walk around, take my shirt off, and flex on people, and people will run. Man, shit, man. You'll find somebody that'll bust your head, man. And this dude, man, he ain't ready to go up and really do nothing. Joe choke his ass out. So this is, like I said, this is a crash out. And, you know, look for the next chapter. This guy's going to try to market some other product, recovery product, or, oh, I was out of my mind and I got off the drugs and you can too. It's all just gimmicks, man. Gimmicks and games is what these guys are selling out here. So, I don't know. Take a look at it for yourself. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment and subscribe and share the channel. I gotta hurry up and wash my ass. Go to BigHerc916.com, pick you up a bar of soap, and wash your ass, or else you're gonna be under arrest too. Oh, shit. Never settle for average. Go to BigHerc916.com and pick you up a hat.